Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is GC Performance here, back with another video. And today I'm going to do a video just showing you guys the differences between the Specialized Tarmac SL7 S-Works and the Specialized S-Works Aethos, the new bike they just released. I'll show you guys the price differences, the difference in frame, the geometry, and what kind of each bike is more aimed towards. And then I'll recommend which bike is will be a better choice for whoever's looking to buy it. So we'll get right into it. We'll start with the Tarmac over here, and then we'll go over to the Aethos, and we'll go back there. So we have here, this is the Specialized Tarmac S-Works SL7 and the SRAM Red E-Tap version on the axis. This is a size 52, and it's in that black and purple chameleon color right here. I have done videos on this bike before, so if you guys are interested in the weight and everything like that, that'll be in there. I don't want to do differences in weight because I've done videos on both these. They're already there. I think this one's like sub 15s, and this one I just did was like 13 pounds, 8 ounces. So you guys can check out on the other video if you like. So getting into it, the Tarmac now is going to be the one bike to rule them all. They're saying this is going to be their UCI ready bike. It is legal weight, it is legal geometry, and there is no more venge, and this bike is a bike to go ahead and take that bike over. So they say that this bike is capable enough to meet the aerodynamics of the old Venge, of what they used to have. So like the aero qualities of this bike are just underneath the Venge. Like the Venge was more aerodynamic, but this is just under it, so it's minimal enough to that we won't notice the difference. But you also get the benefits of being super lightweight. So they just went ahead and X the Venge out of the picture, and now this is your new aero road bike. But they'll use, as you guys saw on the Tour de France, it's the same bike they're using for the climbing stages, everything. So very nice bike. But we'll go up to the front of the handlebar here, and I'll show you what you're getting. On here, you're getting the Specialized S-Works Aerofly 2 bars with the integrated cables inside here. You do have the little caps here to cover up where the cables come out of. On here, this comes with a Specialized S-Works Tarmac stem. This is a proprietary stem for this bike model. It fits these spacers. This is what allows this bike to have the integrated cables, so that way there are no cables showing. I'll show you right underneath here. You have the cables underneath here to where they route it on it underneath there. Also with these stems, you can run a Garmin mount or a Wahoo mount. They do give you the mount with the bike for $12,000, which is appreciated. And on the stems, they do come with titanium bolts. This bike came with SRAM Red Axis E-Tap. These are the E-Tap shifters on here, wireless. The only thing on here is going to be 2 brake lines. That's about it. Going on to the wheels, you're going to get fitted with the CLX Rapide edition. So this is going to be more of their aero road bike edition as well. You have 51 millimeters in the front. You have a 60 millimeter in the rear. They made a wider rim clearance, I believe, of 35 millimeters in the front. So you can kind of see this has more of a bulbous rim. The rim sticks out a lot more than the tire does. And the reason for that, they said the wider on the front wheel, not only is it going to make it more aerodynamic, but also it's going to help with crosswinds as well. So if you're descending and you worry about crosswinds, a wider tire, a wider rim on the ground gives you more steering control. You do also have the Revolve branded hubs on here. I think on the internals, I think it's just like a DT240, but it's just going to be the Revolve branding. Very lightweight hubs, aero spokes on here as well, and not ceramic bearings though. These are not tubeless ready and not ceramic bearings. You're going to get the turbo cotton, very, very fast tires on here as well. And then bring it on to the frame. We go to the front, we can see here squared head tube angle, so more aerodynamic, more sharper lines, not rounded. Everything kind of comes up and kind of goes to a sharp line or a point. Go up to a top tube. The Tarmac used to have a very round top tube. This is more kind of square, like the Venge as well. The cool thing about the Tarmac as well, with these integrated cables being ran here, you can, if you like to, adjust the stem length on here. You can change out stems without having to worry about redoing cables. You can lower or raise the height of this stem. So if you want to slam this right away, as a consumer at your house, you can do that because of the fact that you don't have to worry about cutting any cables, because all these spacers break away and they make it very easy to adjust it. Whereas the Venge Vice before, if you want to make a stem drop or a stem change length, it was a full day job and it really did stink. So you have the S-Works logo right here. You have the Fact 12R carbon right there. You're getting the 12R carbon. You can see here more aero properties. You have the lowered seat stays, very fine lines, kind of like the Venge. So that's going to be more, again, the aerodynamics of it. Lower seat stays means more aero. You have the D-shaped seat posts with the integrated 4 millimeter seat wedge right there. And then going to the back, this is a proprietary C-post to this SL7. So a lot of this stuff on this bike, on the Tarmac SL7, is proprietary. So if you are looking for a bike that you're worried about longevity with, like this is like, hey, this is my last purchase, I don't want to buy another bike, this is $12,000. Think that in mind, because after a couple years, 5, 7 years, I don't know if Specialized will be stocking this stuff. I don't know how long this bike will be around. So just keep that in mind. Whereas the Aethos, everything is kind of 27.2, very easy to find. So this is all proprietary stuff. You have the little cover cap right there. If you did want to run Di2 junction box, they have that included. And you can see here, this is a carbon rail saddle clamp, because this is the S-Works Power saddle. Same saddle that you're gonna get on the Aethos, but it's going to be a carbon fiber seat clamp, and carbon fiber rail and carbon fiber shell. The saddle retails for $300. Very expensive for the Tarmac SL7. On here, you are going to get a SRAM red cork power meter, so it is going to give you dual readings as well. A 4835 chain ring on the front, so this is a 2x, and on the rear you're getting a 1033 for the rear. Very wide gear ratio, going to be just as much gear output as probably like a 5236 in the front by Shimano, so you will get a lot of gear output. You have the wireless battery right here, and the wireless battery right here as well. Those are interchangeable. And then going back to this wheel as well, like I said, not as wide in the rear, because they don't need as much wide. They don't want as much tire touching the ground there, because you have your weight back there. But deeper in the back, 60 millimeters, and again, not tubeless. You have your aero bladed spokes, and it is a CLX branded hub with just regular steel bearings, not ceramic. And here's a 54 teeth ratchet in there. I've done a video on this. Very loud. I'll do a video at the end as well to show you guys the differences in sound. But yes, so that is the Tarmac SL7. You can see very stout, aero, blah, blah, blah. Move on to the Aethos. A little bit more rounded tubes, more symmetrical looking as well. Very old school looking bike. Everyone makes a joke, it looks just like the SL5, but we'll get right into it as well. Another thing, a tidbit for information. The Aethos geometry, they said, is almost exactly the same as the SL7. Granted, this is a 54 and that's a 52, but if these are both 52s, they're saying that the race geometry or the rider geometry is almost identical to that. So really, it's not gonna be like, hey, this is like a Roubaix, it's more upright or nothing like that. They said it's nearly identical, so keep that in mind. So on here, we'll go ahead and get into it. You have the S-Works branding right here for the Aethos. They wanted to keep away from the big Specialized logos, like they said. They wanted this to be more minimalistic. They wanted this to be for like the coffee riders, the people who aren't looking to race. They want this to be like a more like a natural or beautiful ride. That's what they advertise as. In the front, you have the Aethos logo. Very small but subtle, minimalistic branding. It looks really good. Very clean. Kind of looks like that chic. Reminds me of like what like Kardashians might ride and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, but let's get into it. So on here, you can see no integrated cables. Cables are sticking out, so you don't have to worry about any proprietariness there. You can run any bar on here. You can run any stem on here. You don't have to worry about it. This is an S-Works carbon fiber bar, 31.8 clamp. You have an S-Works aluminum stem. S-Works only makes aluminum stems. Alloy stem, titanium bolts. They do come with the SuperCaz tape. Shout out to, again, Mike Senior's son. Durace Di2 shift levers with electronic shifting on here. And then you do have a good amount of stack as well. This is, I think, a little bit different. I think this is more stacked than what comes on the SL7. So if you did want to run this higher. With this bike, they cut weight costs everywhere. In terms of the expander plug inside here, where this bolt will go into, they made the axles a lot thinner for the wheels. They made the derailleur hanger lighter, where the derailleur goes onto. So they did a lot to save weight. This is the same FACT 12R carbon. But they said the way they use the carbon weave and the way they use the carbon layers, instead of being like small little patches of carbon, boom, layer, boom, layer, boom, layer, they said they use longer pieces of carbon to minimalize more material being used, like if they had to use a resin to attach a carbon. That's how they achieve that weight. Also, there's no more back here for stabilizing. Very strong though, very, very strong. So on here you have the Durace Di2, you have a 5236 dual-sided power meter. You have power meter right here. This is the power meter pod right here by Specialized. I think it's teamed up with 4i. And on here you have the power meter pod right there as well. So you're getting dual-sided power meter readings. 5236, Durace chain, 1128 Shimano cassette, and a Dura-Ace Di2 rear derailleur as well. Both bottom brackets on this bike, this is threaded BSA and that is threaded dub, but they are both threaded. So you can, they're going away from the OSBB again. They're both threaded bottom brackets. So if you do get both bikes, and you want to buy ceramic speed for both of them because you have money like that, go for it. Going to the top, we have their Alpinist Revolve seat post, the lightest seat post on the market. Again, 27.2. You don't have to worry about any kind of proprietary. You break this, you want to throw a Thompson, you want to throw a Ritchie, you want to put any kind of seat post on there. This can take it to 27.2 seat post. Nothing crazy. They outfit this again with your S-Works power saddle, carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body, same saddle that comes on the Tarmac. Going to the wheels, you have the Specialized CLX Revolve Alpinist wheels. These are more like climbing wheels. Shallower depths. I think these are like 32s, they look like. But same spokes and same hub branding. So Revolve CLX hub branding, and it says right there, let's see if we can get this, DT Swiss technology inside. So again, I think it's like a 240 internal CO cartridge bearing. Not ceramic speed. These wheels are not tubeless. They're outfitted with their turbo cotton. And on the Alpinist, unlike the Rapides, the Alpinists are not staggered, so they are both the same rim depth. And then for the rear, same thing again, bladed spokes, CLX inside hub, 54 tooth ratchet. You want that 54 tooth ratchet because this is a climbing bike. It will help you with those climbs. But again, similar to the Tarmac SL7 geometry. Also with this bike, to keep in mind, this is a UCI illegal bike. The geometry is not illegal. It is the weight. So this bike is UCI legal in terms of frame geometry, but the weight is what's making it illegal. If you want to make it legal to race it into different things, Specialized has told me that they are going to put out steel axles to make it qualify for that weight for front and rear. So you would just remove this axle right here and you put in a steel axle on there on that side. So you do have the option if you want to later on down the road. That's the Alpinist logo right there. Very cool. So this one's $12,500. That one's $12,000. You have $12,000 burning a hole in your pocket. You want to know which one to go with. What should I do? What am I looking at? For South Florida, even here, we got these bikes in. People are still, we have a bunch of weight weenies out there who love this bike. But for South Florida, if you want the fastest bike possible, the SL7 is going to be the fastest bike possible for down here. It's more aerodynamic. Everything's flat. You're going to get the aero benefits of it. The weight savings is there, yes, but when you're upper at those top end speeds, the SL7 aerodynamic benefits of it will carry you easier. So that way, when you're at your top end speed, you're not going to be working as hard. You won't get fatigued as quickly, and you can save that energy for longer rides or bursts for attacks or sprints or whatever you like. On the Aethos side, for $12,500, they said this is exactly worse from them. They're saying it's a more beautiful ride. It's for those coffee rides, those long rides. It's for those steep hill climbs, those very steep descents as well, that you're going to get a bike that can do everything but still be comfortable on it. So yes, it'll probably be pretty easy to carry this bike at those higher end speeds similar to the SL7, but you're going to get more benefit at the higher end speeds with aerodynamics. That makes sense. This one will perform way better on the climbs because it is lighter and it's going to be snappier, accelerate quicker. You have less weight. It's easier to move. There's not as much deeper dish wheels. So, but this bike, they really did aim it more towards the weekend riders. The weekend riders who have $12,000, but the riders who wanted to not really care about UCI legal. They don't really, they're not racing. They don't want an aero vertical, an aero bike that's very, that beats up your body more vertically. Whereas this is going to be a little bit more vertical compliant and it'll allow the rider to be more comfortable for longer rides and still have that performance that they're looking for. Hopefully they make this bike in cheaper models as well. Hopefully we look to see a Pro and an Expert. I don't know when. I don't even know if they're going to do it, but a 12.5 is very expensive. If you have 12, you have 12.5. So that's your choice between the two of them. But again, like I said, between the two of them, for me personally, because of my geography and where I'm at, the SL7, I love the look of aero bikes. I've always liked the deeper dish wheels. But this bike, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, people are loving it already. I'm getting calls about it nonstop. I'm excited to see where it goes. We'll see. So that's my take on the two bikes. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I left anything out. I hope I told you guys everything. But yeah, let me know what your guys' questions are. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Again, this is the Specialized S-Works Aethos, $12,500. That's the Tarmac SL7, $12,000. That one's a 52. I think it's like sub 15, 1506, 15 pounds, 6 ounces. I think this is a 54, 13 pounds, 8 ounces, $12,500. S-Works Aethos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have a bunch of new videos coming out this week. Keep it posted, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.